minutes. Thank you. I don't know if I should feel lucky or unlucky, number 13. My name is Peter Harvey. I live on 15 The Promenade, and I've lived there for nearly 23 years. I am opposed to the Randwood proposal and to changing the Randwood estate zoning to commercial designation. I am not in any way against the development of the property under its current zoning designation. In any way, it is my belief that a commercial zoning designation for the Randwood property would increase its economic value while decreasing the economic value of the properties of the rest of the neighborhood. The increase in traffic and noise that the Romancian proposal would create will severely affect the quiet, peaceful nature of the residential area and the commons area across the street and the historical grounds adjacent to the commons. In order to determine the opinion of the nearby residents, myself and others surveyed the residents of the King Charlotte residential area. This often meant going back to residents a second or even third time to try and speak to someone at every residence in this area. Let me tell you, there is no silent majority here, as more than 375 residents representing the vast majority of the residents expressed their opposition to the Romancian proposal and signed a declaration against it. In fact, only 5 residents actually stated they were in favor of the proposal, and 4 of the 5 said they were afraid of the alternative of having some 300 housing units on the property. I'm not sure why they felt this was the only other alternative for the property. A project of this nature does not belong in a residential area and does not comply with the town's official plan, which is to keep residential property residential. This project is better suited to the Glendale area and would fit the town's strategic plan very nicely. To me, the Romancian proposal is an affront to the residents in the surrounding area, all citizens of Niagara-Lake who currently enjoy the historical and common areas, and even the Randwood estate itself. Thank you very much.
My name is Ian McEwen.
Please go ahead, sir.
My name is Ian McEwen, and I live on 604 Victoria Street in Niagara-on-the-Lake.
Oh, sir, you'll have to use the black mic, I'm sorry. The black microphone, the black, that's the silver one, yeah. We've got the 2 going there, yes, there.
Is that better?
If you can speak right into it, just like I'm doing here.
So, Ian McEwen, and I live on 604 Victoria Street in Niagara-on-the-Lake. Mr. Chair and Mr. Council Lord, let me say that I enjoy this very rare opportunity to meet you face to face, rather than to see your backs. I think it's a very important thing to do. I wish to comment not so much on the residential impact, which have been well covered, I believe, but on the environmental impacts. We are dealing here with land which is partly zoned conservation, and I believe that is for reasons where we have some environmentally sensitive lands to consider. We're looking at an considerable intensification of use, and I believe the environmental impacts will be similarly intensified, both by the actual development and by the services required, the traffic along a very rural street. All of this will affect the environment. I thought it was a very telling comment by the proponent that he regarded the land use as functionally obsolete. Since when can we consider effects on the environment as functionally obsolete? I believe that is a very telling comment. And I would urge this committee and the council subsequently to consider very strongly an environmental impact study to see what exactly will be the result of such a development on the environment, not only in this immediate area, but on the whole area of the town, the historical context, which has been mentioned slightly here already, just opposite on the other side of John Street. All this is part of the environment, and I think we should consider the environment in its narrow and its large sense with great concern. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Questions? Okay. Speaker number 15, please step forward. Thank you for joining us, sir. If you could have your name and address, please.
Of course. My name is Nicholas Lang Miller. My address is 7 Christopher Street. In the interest of time, I don't have what I have to say is substantially the same as what has been stated by my wife, Sally McLeod Miller, and also by my neighbors. So in the interest of time, I'll basically just make the statement that I am completely opposed to the proposal as submitted and rezoning from residential to commercial. I am up here in order to reserve my rights to be a member, to be part of the public record, and reserve my right to participate further in the evaluation process. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lang. Okay, could I have the 16th speaker please come to the front? Thank you for joining us, sir. Your name and address, please.
My name is Chris Boy, 2240 West Man Road, that's in Mississauga. Now, I just have a quick technical question, but I think can be answered by our first speaker, if you could, and then I have an observation.
And sir, if you do have any question, we can certainly take it at the clerk's desk and have it answered for the next public meeting. Yes, sir?
Oh, okay, so no questions then.
No, you certainly may ask a question. It's just we won't be answering questions this evening. We're here to listen.
Okay, I was just, let's phrase it then. I was just curious as to the development exempt area beside Charlotte Street there, where currently the fieldstone wall. I was wondering if there is some guarantee that can be provided that there would not be any road access being pushed through that wall in the future.
So the question is whether there would be road access off of Charlotte Street. Would there be a guarantee that there would be such access in the future?
That is correct.
Okay, we can certainly make that part of the record here and get an answer for you, sir.
Okay, now I'd like just maybe a further comment. I grew up on Charlotte Street, born and raised. I spent most of my life looking over the wall at those beautiful properties, and actually spent quite a lot of time playing those properties, trespassing actually. Sorry, Mr. Ryan. Now, I grew to love those areas, and they are still beautiful. Now, what I would want to happen to this property is absolutely nothing. That'd be the perfect end of life. However, that is completely unrealistic. As we know, times must change. Something's going to have to happen to those properties. Now, so far this evening, we've had a lot of very well-researched, well-delivered, cogent analysis of why this is not a good project, and I'm not going to argue with the facts and figures presented so passionately. What I would like to say is that I'm a little worried. I don't want to wake up one day and see a housing estate where these properties now stand. Some people say, oh, there's nothing wrong with residential properties. Perhaps it's my aesthetic. I disagree. I do not want to see 200 houses on that property. And hopefully some sort of thought needs to be given to alternatives, because this property has to change somehow. And hopefully some compromise and some thought can be given to something that will please just about everyone in this regard. Thank you.
My name is Rick Jorgensen. I live at 433 King Street. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of Council, Lord Mayor, for hosting this in a facility that we're able to all get the opportunity to speak. First of all, I want to say that I'm not opposed to development. I agree with the previous speaker that times change and things change and the community needs change. However, I think there are a number of questions that still are not answered with this development. and I don't think it's ready to go forward in any sense of the imagination. I had the opportunity to attend the Lord Mayor's Strategic Planning on Economic Development luncheon last week, and there were a couple of comments that struck me as we listened to the presentations. First was that there was going to be a strategic plan and direction to development in the community. I think that's extremely important because such a process begins to develop, it begins to address what the needs are for development, what type of development, what kinds of economic conditions, what kind of economic opportunities. Every time we have a large property that becomes available, it seems that it will